So I will go ahead and start. So we're going to use the stretch out strap today in the warm up, and we're going to start standing up, and then we'll go to the floor and do a little foam rolling. We're going to foam roll some different things. And then we'll use the stretch out strap down there, and then we'll finish with some yoga stuff. All right, so let's begin with the feet nice and wide apart. And you're going to be holding that strap, whether you've got a stretch out strap like this or just a plain rope or a tie or a yoga strap. Hold it a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. So we're going to take a big inhale breath, sweep those arms straight out and up. And on the exhale breath, a very slight arch back. Press the hands back behind you, eyes look up. Oh, that feels so good. And then just lower the arms slowly down. And then we do it again. Inhale breath, reach those arms out and up. And then exhale, eyes are looking up. Press those arms back behind you. Don't overarch the back. Try to tighten up in those buttocks. And let's do it one more time. Lower the arms down. And here we go again. Inhale breath, arms reaching out and up. And then exhale breath, hips press forwards. Press those arms even farther back. Good, now inhale breath right here. Let's widen that stance maybe a little bit more. On the exhale breath, you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to bend the left elbow, and you're going to push down with that right hand straight. So we're getting a nice stretch here on the left side of the body, and you're looking down at your foot there. Come back up to the top, inhale breath. Good, and then exhale breath, bending your right knee, bending your right elbow. Push down in that strap with your left hand and look down at your foot. Good, come on up, inhale breath. Exhale breath, side bend to the right. Inhale breath up to the top. And then exhale breath, side bend to your left, bending that right knee. Let's go one more time each side. Inhale breath, up you go. And then exhale breath, side bend to the right. Inhale breath up. And then last time this way, exhale, side bend to your left. Good, and then inhale breath up. This time exhale, bend the elbows and the strap comes behind your head here. And then you're going to rotate the hands so they face up. Again, press the hips forwards and just let the back of your head, see how, I don't know if you can see, it's resting on that strap. And then I'm just going to drop back. Good, stand up tall again, inhale breath. And then exhale breath, push the hips forwards, flex the buttocks, drop your head back. One more time, inhale up. This time when you go back, I want you to jut your chin forwards like you have a severe underbite. So I don't know if you can see from that far back, but just, it's like you're doing like a monkey face. And as you do that, you're gonna stretch the front of the throat. Good, now inhale breath up to the top. Bring your feet together. On the exhale breath, bend your left elbow a lot and then push down real strong with that right hand into the strap. And again, we take it into a side bend to the right. Your elbow is up and we're stretching triceps and lats now. Breathe. Good, now just come up a little bit, inhale breath. And then once again, exhale breath, take it over to the right side, turn your head to look up, straighten those legs real strong. And then one more time, inhale up. And then exhale, really pushing down with that right hand. Bump the hips to the left, eyes look up. Stay here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and then come back up nice and slow. And then stretch the arms up over your head. Inhale here. And then exhale, you're gonna bend that right elbow so the hand comes behind your head. And this left hand is gonna push down towards the floor. And you're gonna put the little microphone thingy on your ear and push down strong with the left hand. Right elbow is pointing up. You're bumping the hips over there to the right and you turn your head to look up. Oh my goodness, wonderful stretch for that side body. Now come up a little bit, inhale breath. And again, exhale breath, push down real strong with that left hand into the strap. Bump your hips right, eyes are looking up. Nice tricep and lat stretch here on the right side. And then last time, come up real tall, inhale. And again, exhale, breath, side bend over to the left, push down with that hand, and then stretch the tricep muscles. Good, now come back up nice and slow. Stretch both arms up over your head here, inhale. And then exhale, round the back. So you're hollowing out through the chest. You're kind of making this C shape in your spine. And then stand up nice and tall again. Inhale, breath. Pushing those thumbs back, flexing the buttocks. Little forward press of the hips, eyes up. Exhale, round the back again. Pull the belly in. Hollow out through the chest. One more. Inhale. Reach up. And then last time, exhale, breath, rounding your spine. Draw the belly in, tuck the chin. Good, now come all the way up. And then exhale, breath. Just float your hands down and then roll your shoulders around to the back. So I'm going to show you a stretch that you can do for the rotator cuff. And let me just see if some of you found your way back. Apologize for the 3 false starts. Actually, it was 2 false starts. But we are here now. So I want you to take the strap, grab a hold of it with your right hand, or, if you've got one of these, slip your hand through the loop. But you're going to turn the palm over. So go that way, right? Then you're going to just drop that right arm behind your back and bend the elbow. So it looks like that. Okay? Then with your left hand, you are going to find the strap and maybe just grab a little bit away, maybe a foot or 2, and then stand up nice and tall. Inhale, breath. On the exhale breath, you're going to push this left hand over there to the left. And as you do that, it's going to stretch this right rotator cuff. Now I'm pretty tight in my shoulders, so you may get a good bit farther than me, but if not, no big deal. You just go to the point where it feels good. So you're pushing that way. It's almost like you're twisting your own arm behind your back. Now when you do that, I want you to just do a slight head tilt to the left. Good, now just release the head back to neutral and just lower that arm down, inhale. Maybe you grab down a little bit lower. On the exhale breath, again, you push this left hand over there to the left. Drop that right shoulder down and then a little head tilt over here to the left. Good, and then release, inhale, breath. So you kind of relax that right arm a bit. And then exhale one more time. Push that left hand over there towards the left. So you're stretching out your rotator cuff, and then a little side, head, tilt, breathe, inhale. Exhale, turn your nose to look down towards the floor here. Good, now slowly come on up, and then just let go. Roll your shoulders around to the back. So all that on the other side. So left palm is up first. You're going to just grab a hold and then flip your palm over and come behind your back. So again, it's like you're twisting your own arm behind your back like that. And then find a little bit further out on the strap, maybe a foot or 2, just wherever it feels comfortable for you. So as you're pulling that way with the arm, it's bringing this rotator cuff into a much deeper stretch. So be careful. You don't want it to be painful at all. In fact, if anything, probably a little less sensation because it's such a tender muscle. So inhale, breath, stand tall. On the exhale breath, push your right hand over there, push the strap over there. So you're stretching out that left rotator cuff. Should feel really good. Push that left shoulder down. Now do a little bit of a head tilt over here to the right. Good, and then just bring your head back up and kind of relax the arm away. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, do it again. So push your right hand over there, holding onto that strap, twisting your own arm, and then a little head tilt again to over to the right. Okay, slowly come back up, And then release. Maybe you grab down a little bit farther or just go through the next loop with your hand in the strap. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. Last time, you're going to push the right hand over there to the right, so you're twisting your own arm. And then drop that left shoulder down. Do a little head tilt over here to the right. Now slowly just turn your nose to look down to the floor, and it kind of changes how that stretch feels. Kind of sneaks it around to the front of the neck, little scalene stretch. You come back up slowly. Good, and then release. And then shoulders roll around to the back. Yes, these right here, they're called scalenes, which I thought that was kind of a funny name. It sounds like a fish thing, right? Get rid of those scalings so we can eat that fish. But they get tight, especially if you're in a lot of that forward neck flexion stuff, which most of us are. Okay, next we're going to do a couple of lower body stretches. So open up your strap, and then, of course, this one is about 13 feet long. No, not really, but it's pretty long. So you may want to grab down just a little bit lower. And if you have a wall, that might come in handy, because you might want the wall just to help with balance a little bit. But if not, you can just be out there in the center of your room doing these stretches. So just kind of make a little dip like that, step your left foot in there, and then just extend the leg out. So inhale, breath in front. So from the side, kind of looks like this. On an exhale breath, you're doing like a bicep curl, but you're lifting that knee up. Try to super straighten that right leg. Do it again. Inhale, breath, extend the leg out in front. And then exhale, breath. Draw that knee up. Maybe it goes a little higher. Push, push, push. Good, and then release down. Now if you want, you can grab down a little bit lower just so you can bring that knee up higher. So inhale here. And then on the exhale breath, bend that knee. Try to pull that thigh up here. Now stay here if you're able to balance. Inhale. Exhale, let's just kick the leg out straight. And then bend it. Inhale, breath. Exhale, kick the leg out straight. Inhale last time, bend the knee, a little balance challenge there. And then exhale, breath, kick your leg out straight. Maybe lift it up a little higher if you can. Good, now bend the knee, push the knee up. And then just set your foot down. Now I want you to put both loops into the left hand, or just gather up all the strap material in the left hand. Now you might want to hold onto the wall for this one, or a chair. You're going to bend the knee a little bit behind you and just pick your foot up, and the elbow goes right up there over the head like that. So the knees are together. Inhale, breath. Exhale, can you just push the arms up so it opens up the hip flexors, and then just come back down. Inhale. Exhale, push up a little more maybe, and it's totally okay to lean forwards there, kind of like that dancer's pose. And then one more time, come back to start position. Inhale. And then exhale, breath. Let's see how far you can go up with those arms. Push, push, push. Let that thigh drift behind you. Wonderful quad hip flexor stretch. Good, and then release. Kick it out. And just kind of roll it around. Okay, so let's do all that on the other side. So if you do have a strap that's got the loops, you're just going to stick your foot through the loop. I did it the other way on that side, but this side I'll do it as if you had one of these. Okay, then you're going to grab down about right there. So standing up nice and tall, and again, if you want to, you can just kind of put your back against the wall. That way you've got the wall supporting you, and you can just focus totally on that leg that we're trying to stretch. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale, breath. The leg is out here in front. And then exhale, breath. push your arms up. So it's like a little bicep curl here as you draw the thigh up into the chest. Good, and then extend it out. Inhale, breath. Exhale, push the knee up, 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 up. And then inhale, breath, extend the leg out. And then last time, exhale, push that knee up super high, hold it here. Mwah. This is my bad ankle, so it's a little trickier to balance. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath. Kick your leg out straight. Bend the knee back in. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath. Kick your leg out straight. Maybe you lift it up a little higher. No. One more time. Inhale, push the knee up as you squeeze those bicep muscles. And then exhale, breath. Kick your leg out straight. And then if you want to lift it up a little higher, you can. No. Balancing. You're gonna bend the knee. Put the straps all together in your right hand and then just kind of tap the toes there behind you. The knee is slightly bent. So inhale, breath. On the exhale, so I'm gonna just drop one because I don't really need to hold both. I've got my hand in a loop and I'm just gonna point my right elbow up. Now for me, I am bending my left knee. But if you're able to straighten it all the way out, I just bend it to modify for myself. It just feels better on the ankle when my leg is not totally straight. You can reach back with this hand. Now push the arms up. A little stretch there for your quads and hip flexors. Release it back down. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. Push back up again. A little more stretch in the quads and hip flexors. One more time. Inhale, breath. And then exhale. Let's see how far up you can go and if you can like really draw that leg back there behind you to open up the hip flexors. Slowly come down. Oh, that wasn't so slow. Ay, 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 ay. Kick it out. And then just kind of roll your shoulders around, kind of shift and sway the weight a little bit from right to left here. Okay, so for right now, just drop that down close to your mat. And let's bring your feet out super wide here. Toes are straight ahead. Inhale, breath. Stretch your arms up over the head here. Exhale, breath. Open up and around to the back you go, interlacing the fingers together. Now, push the buttocks to the back wall, hip hinge, flat back, forward fold, and just allow those arms to fall over in front. Turn your head left to right. Good. Release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, half lift, look forwards. Exhale, bend the right knee. Walk the hands over here to the left ankle. Draw the chest in. Nice hammy stretch here on the left. Good. Inhale, half lift in the center. Look forwards. Exhale, breath. Little lunge into the left side. Keep your right leg straight and let's just walk the hands over here to the right leg. Stretching out your right hamstrings. Good, let's do it one more time on each side. So super straight legs as you come up halfway, inhaling. And then exhale, bend the right knee, walk your hands over to the left. Back to the center, inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the left knee, walk the hands over to the right side and stretch it out. You're coming back to the center. Inhale, breath, half lift. Walk your feet out even more. Now on the exhale breath, you're gonna walk your hands all the way over here to the left, spin on your left heel, and then one hand on either side. Now you're on the ball of that right foot back there, and you're gonna come into this wonderful runner's lunge stretch. So try to press your hips down, come up high on the fingertips and then just look straight ahead there. Inhale. On the exhale breath, push forwards a little bit that way. Take your right hand further out in front. You are going to roll onto the outer edge of your back ankle. You're going to drop the hips. You are going to spin your left foot slightly over to the left, and then use your left elbow to push that knee out. And then let the hips sink down towards the floor. And just breathe. One more breath here, inhaling. And then exhale it out. Good, now slowly pick up your left toes, spin them back around. And now both hands are on the inside of your left foot. Go ahead and drop your knee down, uncurl the toes, and then lower your chest down a little bit here, inhaling. Exhale, come on up. Inhale, breath, lower down. And then exhale, breath, come all the way back up high on the fingertips. And then last time, inhale, breath, come down. Maybe you're on your forearms there. Maybe you roll onto the outer edge of your left foot and just kind of rock those hips a little bit side to side, back and forth in this stretch. So you're being completely intuitive, listening to your body, looking for that sweet spot stretch, if you know what I mean. Just that certain location in the stretch where it feels absolutely wonderful for you. And it's going to be different for everybody depending on where you are tight. Good, now roll that left foot flat back to the floor, and then hands on the mat, come up high on your fingertips, tuck your back toes under there, and then straighten your leg out, and then straighten out your left leg, flex the foot and spin the toes forwards, come into a straddle forward fold here. Inhale breath, half lift, look forwards. And now on the exhale breath, pick up your right toes and then spin on the heel to face now the right. And here we are in a high lunge. So the back leg is as straight as you can get it. Now if that's uncomfortable, just go ahead and drop to the knee. You're still gonna stretch quads and hip flexors. But if you can, try to straighten that leg out and push that heel back. Chest is lifted, eyes looking straight ahead here. Inhale. Now on the exhale breath, take that left hand and just set it out there a little bit further in front of your toes. And then as you push, you're gonna roll onto the outer edge of that back ankle there. Keep this leg straight. So this is a wonderful lateral torso IT band stretch. And then you spin your right toes to the back. And you can use your right elbow here to kind of push against your right inner thigh. So I know that most of what I'm doing here you cannot see because I've got my back to you, but if you follow the cues, it should make good sense, I'm hoping. So keep pressing that left hip down towards the floor and just breathe. Inhale and then exhale it out. Good, now slowly lift your hips back up, spin the right toes back around to the front. Now you're on the ball of that foot there. And then the hands are inside. You're gonna drop your back knee down to the mat there. So inhale as you lower your chest down. It's like a body wave. Exhale breath, come on up high into the fingertips and look forwards. Do it again. Inhale breath, just kind of melt down here. And then exhale breath, tuck your chin, roll it back up to the top. And then last time, inhale breath, we come down and stay here. If you want, maybe come onto the forearms. Maybe you roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, allowing that knee to drop out to the back. And then a little shifting of the hips here from left to right, just real subtle. Just really searching again for that sweet spot stretch for your body, wherever that is. So just kind of tune in to the muscles that are being stretched as you shift gently from left to right here. There's a lot of sweet spots, I would say. There's not just one. It's kind of like the whole thing, to me, feels like a great stretch everywhere. Good job. And then roll the right foot back flat to the floor. Come up high on the fingertips. And then tuck your back toes under. Straighten the leg out. And then you're going to shift the hips back. You're going to straighten this right leg. Flex the foot. And then spin on the heel. Toes forwards. And here we go into one more straddle forward fold. Just hanging upside down. And breathe. Big inhale breath. And then exhale it out. Alrighty, come on up high to the fingertips. Inhale, look forwards. And then exhale, kind of heel, toe, in, all the way till the legs are together, and then bend the knees. And just hang upside down here in a forward fold. Inhale, breath. It's a half lift, so straighten the legs out. Slide your hands up the shin bones and then just look forwards. So I know from the front, all you see is just a big mass. So maybe from the side, you can see here. And then exhale, breath. Soft knees and fold. All right, so I want you to come on down to the mat. Have a seat. How are we doing? This microphone is like wanting to come out, but it won't be able to because I have it safety pinned in. But it's sure making an escape attempt there. That's what it is. It's an escape artist. Okay, I want you to grab your foam roller. Let's do a little bit here. We're not going to do the whole body like we typically have done. I want to kind of target a couple areas and show you how you can foam roll those. So let's begin first with your calves. And as I've mentioned before, you can do both together or just one at a time. So hands right there beside your hips. Lift your hips up off the floor and then just roll front to back. If that's too much on your wrists or just on your shoulders, then what you can do is one leg at a time. So the other foot just kind of steps off here to the side. You still have to hold yourself up, but it's not nearly as hard because it's not as heavy because this leg is taking some of that load. And as you're doing this, roll the leg a little bit out so you kind of hit that outer portion. There's a muscle there called the peroneus brevis, and that's what we are foam rolling when we turn that way. And then kind of roll to the inside, kind of getting that real meaty part of the calf muscle. Should feel good. And then if you notice a hot spot, a tender spot, maybe just stop right there. You can park this other leg on top. And you can ever so slightly roll the leg from left to right like that over that spot. And when I say hot spot, it kind of almost feels like there's a knot when you roll over it. Like if you had that big giant bubble wrap, it's like one of those little, it's sort of soft and squishy, but it's firm and you can feel that. Almost feels like a cyst. And typically that's representing either scar tissue from a previous injury, or maybe the muscles just, they cramped up at night when you were sleeping, or they just got overworked and they're kind of still in that semi-contracted state, but it's most uncomfortable. It causes a lot of irritation of nerve endings. So this right here can help bring you some relief. And by the way, if you do get cramps in your legs at night, and most people have had those at least at one time in their life, if not, you are very fortunate. But if you do, because somebody asked me this yesterday, they're like, what's going on? I said, well, it could be, one of four things. One, either you're dehydrated, you haven't had enough fluid intake that day. Two, it could be that you worked out and just did not stretch out after your workout. So it would be helpful to do this right before you go to bed. Let's switch to the other leg now. So either foam rolling before you go to bed or just a couple of calf stretches. Maybe prop your elbows up on the bed, kind of like an elbow plank, but then kind of walk the dog like we do in down dog, where you just alternate the heels pressing into the floor. Just get them all stretched out before you get into bed. And then thirdly, it could be a potassium deficiency, which is what most people think of. It's like, oh, I need to eat more bananas or, get my electrolyte replacement. But a lot of times it's actually a magnesium deficiency. And most Americans are deficient in magnesium, so it would be helpful to take a magnesium supplement at night. It helps those muscles relax. You might be less likely to get those cramps. All right, so that's the calves, correct? Next way to do your calves. Don't hate me. I might hate me because this is my very tight, this is probably the tightest area in my body. So come up to a kneeling position. I want you to put that foam roller right behind your knees. So you got to be up high here first. Hold it in place there. Inhale. Now on the exhale breath, kind of hip hinge, push your buttocks back. And as you do that, you're going to feel pressure on those calves. If it's too much, you just shift forwards a little bit here. Maybe you come up high on the fingertips or into this kind of like scrunched in tabletop position, and then just kind of sit back heavy and then release. Inhale, and then exhale breath, push your hips back. So the hamstrings are pushing down on the foam roller. The foam roller on the underside is pushing into those calves. How does that feel? I can tell you, for me it's like murder almost. But that tells me that I need it. When you're finding an area that's like super, super sensitive and painful, it typically is your body telling you, hey, I'm dying down here. You need to stretch me out and massage me and give me some attention. Foam roll me. Okay, so come back up, inhale. Let's just roll the roller back a little bit more. Now sit on it. So it's just kind of hitting a little bit lower down. And then again, you can just come forwards here like this to modify the pressure, and then just kind of sink your hips back heavy. And then release, inhale. And then exhale, sit back heavy again. One more time, inhale, release. And then exhale, sit your hamstrings on top of that roller, and then you can even shift a little side to side. Don't know if you can see kind of what I'm doing here, going back and forth. So we know that when you stretch the muscle intentionally and foam roll on top of that, it's just like a double bonus benefit. So let's give that a try. So the way we would stretch our calves out is we want to tuck the toes under there and back. So let's start up close to the backs of the knees again. Inhale. And then exhale, push your hips back. And then maybe you can just kind of hang out there. And again, you can kind of shift your hips a little bit from side to side. This is why it's good to maybe get a slightly longer roller, because there are some things that you can do with, if you had a shorter one, you'd have to just have your knees so super close together. But we will make do. Okay, release out of that. Keep your toes tucked under. Roll it back a little bit, inhale. And then exhale, sit back down. And then again, a little side to side. And when you find that spot that's a little tender, just kind of stay there, hang out, and go to the other side. How's that feeling? Are y'all hating me? The first time I did this, I was like, oh my goodness, what in the heck? I must really need this. You can even push with your hands if your roller is long enough to do that. Now I'm just kind of scooting it back a little bit further down towards those Achilles. You don't want to be right on your Achilles tendon. Never do that. So it's called soft tissue therapy for a reason. We want to just be on the soft tissue, meaning muscle. If you get too close to just like right where that muscle connects into the bone, that's where it becomes a tendon. It's almost too much. So that's why we want to stop before we get to the joints. All right, so there we go with your calves. Let's do inner thighs now. So I want you to set your foam roller. If you are on your knees like this, it's going to be directly to your side. I'm going to just kind of spin my mat a little bit this way. And then I'm going to put the foam roller right there. So the setup for this, you've got to be in elbow plank. So it will require some abdominal strength, which is not a bad thing. Think of it as a double bonus. You're getting a little core workout and you're foam rolling your inner thighs. So come on out to your forearms here. You're going to pick up your right leg and just set the knee at the front here and the foot down there at the bottom. So it looks like you're kind of in this army crawl position. And then all we do is roll just to below or inside of that knee, and then roll back out, coming up towards the groin. And then again, rolling to just above that knee really, and then back out to the groin. Let's do a couple more. So inhale as you roll it in. Exhale as you roll it out. Inhale, roll it in. Exhale, roll it out. And then as you are resting your inner thigh across the foam roller, just stay there for a second. I want to show you a little trick if you can. Now I'm lifting my shin bone up and down. So just that lower leg is rolling up and down. So really what's happening here is my thigh is rotating internally, and that kind of rolls the foam roller a little more to the front side of that quadricep. So you can do that anywhere along the way. You could roll out a bit more, kind of higher up towards the groin. If it's too much, don't do it. You just want to be able to know how to address sometimes these areas in our bodies that get tight. And I'm going to do one more a little bit closer to the knee, and just up and drop. That goes up and drop. One more time. Roll that leg up and then drop. And then just come up onto all fours here, rounding your back, pushing the sit bones back into an extended child's pose stretch. Good, now come on up. And let's just do the other side. I'm just going to turn because I'm a little bit scrunched for space in here. Don't have like a whole lot of room. Hopefully I am still within the camera view. Okay. So we're going to get the left inner thigh now. So come into elbow plank. The knee goes up, and your knee should be even with your hip. So this thigh is perpendicular to your spine, and then the foot is right there. Drop this left shoulder down. You can even tuck the toes under and back like that. So there's going to be more pressure in this position here as you roll all the way up to the groin, and then roll it all the way across that muscle just to the inside of the knee. And again, just kind of rolling it out back and forth. Again, when you find that spot that's a little bit tender, a little bit maybe painful, and that's how you just kind of hang out and breathe. All right, lift the foot up and then drop. Foot goes up and drop and up and drop. Roll it in a little more. And then here we do the same thing. So you're just lifting that lower leg up. Really what's happening is that thigh muscle is rotating over. So you can already tell it's kind of coming around to the front side of that inner thigh slash quadricep. Woohoo! I am getting warm just doing this. Alrighty, so one more, and then we're going to do a couple stretches to finish using the strap here on our backs. So set your foam roller that way. So we're going to try to get your IT band, but really what we're focusing on, maybe not so much IT band, but more kind of the lateral thigh. So that IT band, it is a tendon, so it's real taut, and sometimes the recommendation is to not do it. It just, you could get probably 400 different websites that one supports, one doesn't, but I think generally the consensus is you kind of want to work around it, so either kind of onto the front side or maybe the back side. So let's just start up here at the very top. So I've got my top leg foot on the floor there for a little support, and then I'm just kind of rolling really right now across my glute medius. So that's that outer buttock muscle, And I can even kind of roll this way towards the ceiling to kind of hit more of the meaty part of the buttocks. And then I can kind of roll this way, getting a little more on the outer. So again, you're searching for that hot spot. Now I'm going to lift up into elbow side plank. I'm just going to position it more to the middle of the thigh, but I'm going to rotate over more so that foam roller is addressing more kind of the outer quadricep muscle as opposed to that tendon. So when we're tight there, this is typically what needs to be addressed. So I'm going from just above the knee all the way up to the hip. And let's do a couple more. Good, and then you can even kind of swing your leg from front to back all along the way, so slowly kind of rolling, and then just swing that leg a little bit, just kind of hitting those muscle fibers, stretching them out, breaking up any scar tissue. Okay, let's do the other side real quick here. So you're gonna come up onto your left hip, left leg is straight out. Bring your right foot up and over, set your foot down. Come onto this elbow. You don't want to be up here, otherwise your spine's too like, and we want to come there. So let's just start first and kind of get that outer buttock muscle. So kind of roll a little bit more to the ceiling and just go back and forth, kind of from the base of the buttocks up towards the top, kind of where they insert in. Oh, it feels so good. This is the poor man's massage. It's often what we call foam rolling. The cool thing is you know exactly where you want that pressure to go and how long, how deep, and just exact location. Those are all difficult things to be constantly communicating with a massage therapist. I mean, usually good ones are very intuitive with their hands and they can find those spots and they know exactly where to dig. You probably know what I mean, some of you that have had those kinds of massages. But with the foam rolling, you're totally in control. Okay, so let's kind of roll back over here. So next, I'm gonna lift up a little bit and just kind of roll the roller down more to the mid thigh, but I'm gonna even rotate more down towards the floor. So truly, it's more of an outer thigh. Your vastus lateralis muscle. Try to relax. The natural tendency is to kind of tense up away from it and contract your muscles, which defeats the purpose. Okay, you want to try to soften the muscles and relax them as you go across. And then a little back and forth there. Swinging that leg as you go slowly across. Alrighty. And then just come on up into child's pose. Pushing those hips back, you can just kind of roll that away. Drop your head down. Now come on up into cat cow stretch. So inhale, let the belly drop, lift your head up here. Exhale, breath round your spine, pull the belly in, tuck the chin, spread your shoulder blades apart. And again, inhale, belly drops, head up. Exhale, breath round. Inhale, breath, belly drops, head up last time. And then exhale, breath, rounding, chin to chest, belly in. Good, and then relax. And then let's just come onto our back. So I'm gonna show you one more stretch that you can do for your inner thighs. So take your yoga strap and either just fold it in half like that and stick your foot through, or if you've got one of these, just put your foot through one of the loops. So you're gonna come down. I'm gonna go this way because I don't wanna crash into the wall. So you're going to come down on your back. You're going to stretch the right leg up. You're going to extend that left leg long. And then with your right hand, just grab down wherever is comfortable for you to hold. So inhale breath, just relax here. Exhale breath, you're going to draw that leg in towards you. Then you're going to let the right leg drift off over to the right side like that. And then turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Don't let your left hip pop up. Inhale breath through the nose. And then exhale it out. And now turn your head back to center and then just bring that leg up. And then we are just going to switch. So put your left foot through a loop, or you can just loop that strap around. I'm going to spin around this way. And then the right leg goes all the way straight. Rest the shoulders and the head down. Left hand is going to reach up and grab wherever you can comfortably. Inhale breath. Exhale, draw that left leg in for a nice hamstring stretch here. And then slowly let that leg drift off to the left side. So as you're doing that, now the stretch from the hamstrings is kind of sneaking around more to the inner thigh muscle. Keep that right hip down, so don't let it pop up or roll. And then all the while, it's almost like you're trying to pull your big toe towards your head. So keep pulling on that strap. Stay there, inhale. Exhale it out. And again, inhale breath. And then exhale it out. Good, and then slowly bring your leg back to the center. Take your foot out of that. And then bring both knees into your chest. Make a tight little ball. Rock it side to side here. Good, now grab underneath, tuck your chin to the chest, and just make a tight little ball. You're gonna kind of rock and roll from front to back here. And then roll it all the way up to sit. And then extend the legs out and just kind of shake, shake, and roll. All right, so we're gonna stand up. One last stretch standing up here. If you have a wall, that would be great. So stand with your back against the wall, walk the feet out a little bit in front, and then shifting the weight to the left, pick up your right knee, grab underneath, and then just hike that thigh up into your chest. When you do this, feel your lower back pressing into the wall. Now, grab a hold of your ankle with your left hand, and you're gonna just do what's called cradle the baby. We do this a lot on our backs in yoga, but you can cradle the baby standing up. So you're gonna pull that foot up towards this opposite shoulder. So you can do it right there, or set your foot in the elbow, knee in that elbow crease, clasp the hands, and then just pull that calf right into the chest. Should feel awesome, especially here on those right buttocks. And that wall is supporting you, so you're not trying to struggle with the balance thing. It's just focusing on that stretch. Okay, now just very slowly release. Set your foot down, and then we switch. So pull that left knee up, interlace underneath, draw that thigh in. Feel your lower back pressing into the wall. Good, now take your right hand, grab a hold of the outside of the foot, ankle, flex it, and then pull it up here. So you might just stretch it there. That might be where you go with it. Or you can cradle underneath like that. Or you can step your foot in that elbow crease, this knee in this elbow crease, interlace, and then pull that leg up. And just draw that shin into your chest. Wonderful stretch for the glutes, for the piriformis. Stay one breath here, inhale. Exhale. Feels so good. All right, release. Set your foot down. And then just kick it out. And then we inhale, breath, arms come up over your head here. Exhale, breath. You're going to draw the hands right through to heart center. And we are done. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you